All right, good morning and happy fall. I am coming at you today with my pumpkin spice latte, and it says pumpkin spice and everything nice. And I'm going to do a fall layout. So my paper comes from Scrapbook.com. This is Echo Park I Love Family, and it's two-sided. This one's got fall trees, and the leaves are all cut out in little hearts. And this side just has a blue flower print on it. The next one is called Fright Night by American Crafts, and this was bought at Tuesday morning. And let's see if this one has a year that it was made. 2015. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is bring in my straight edge, and I am going to trim off the bottom. And then I'm going to cut 3.5 inches off the top. Okay, so my light shines right on my straight edge here. Sometimes it's hard to see. Okay, so that's 3.5 inches. Okay, so I am going to flip this over just like this, and I'm going to flip this over like that, and I am going to attach the blue to the trees. And I just realized I did not turn off my phone for this video, so let's all say a word of prayer that it does not make any noises. Okay. So I'm just going to attach this barely to the top. Try to make it as straight as possible. All right. Then I'm going to bring in my straight edge once again. I'm going to cut this down to 11.5 inches. And then I'm going to cut this bottom part off to make it 11.5 inches. So I should only have to cut off about 1/4 inch. Yep, because I glued this on here. So that is the perfect way to save paper if you've got a two-sided paper and you want to use both sides, instead of having to get a piece of cardstock and then gluing it on there and making it even. This is super easy. All right, so now I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to grab my ATG gun, which I just filled up, and attach it to a dark brown cardstock. Today is the perfect day to work on a fall layout because it is the first day that's actually felt like fall here. It won't last long. I woke up this morning and it was extremely foggy. Couldn't even see across my back field. But about half an hour later, so about 8:30, 8:45, it had completely burned off, and we now have the AC running, which is typical fall weather in California, so Southern California, and we are expected to get up into triple digits. I believe beginning tomorrow or the next day. All right, so now I have from Little Scraps of Heaven, I have my wavy border, and I did this in a green gingham with a solid green back. And this is cut at 11.5 by 5.5. I wanted to make it pretty tall. All right, let's line this up at the bottom of the tree paper. go. And then I have my photo mat. And this photo mat is cut down to 5 by 3 3/4. And it's going to go right up here. And let's see if I can get things. Then all of my paper pieces come from Treasure Box Design. And these two little guys, a boy and girl scarecrow, their file is called Fall Memories. They're going to go right here. And this birdhouse comes from that same file, as well as the title. So Fall Memories. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these attached before I bring in the rest of the pieces. I'm hoping that we can have pumpkin patches this year. I did see where they put the normal pumpkin patch that they were putting up the tents for it the other day. My kids are too old for that one, but there is another one that I've always wanted to go to that does mazes, and I guess the mazes are pretty intense. And I'm hoping that with COVID it doesn't get taken away from us this year, because I really want to. I wanted to take them last year, and time got away from us, but this year it seems like we have nothing but time. This birdhouse, I messed up on, but I think it still looks fine. It's supposed to have another layer. Let me get this down here. Supposed to have another layer to go right here, and it was a lighter green, and I did cut it out, but I forgot to add it, so I just left it as dark green, and I think it's just fine. That's one thing about paper piecing for yourself and not for clients, is if you make a mistake, you don't have to tear it apart and do it all over again. Unless you want to, I suppose, but I don't want to. I did change my mat to a new one, because I find that if you have a really sticky mat that you don't have to change your blade as often, it will help cut it out better. Okay. Then I have, let's see if I can find it, this little crow. I'm not sure what file he comes from. I just typed in crow, and I'm just going to put him right up here. And then I have some pumpkins. So I'll put this one here, and this one down here. And there. And I have this little tiny hay bale Originally I cut it out tiny because I was going to put it back here to make it look like it was way back off in the distance, but I don't think it's going to fit up there. So I think I'm just going to put it right here. Okay, let's get these attached. I sorry if you guys hear all the noise, I took my daughter to Starbucks. She got a gift card from school that she won, and I think the caffeine is getting to her. She's driving me. She's really, really loud. She's going to be 13 this Friday, and normally I don't let my kids have coffee. I usually make them get like a decaf or the kids mug, and I forgot to tell them when she ordered it, and so she got full strength caramel macchiato. Okay, then I have this little tiny gourd, and I hesitated if I was going to use it or not. It was supposed to have the yellow stripes, but it didn't cut out very well, so I just kind of used my inks and kind of turned it, and I just think I was going to put it right down here, because the pumpkin patch that we always go to always has gourds and ugly pumpkins, you know, those decorative pumpkins. Okay, so there's that side. Let's bring in the other one. And I have this photo mat, which is cut out 4.5 by 6.5. And then these two are cut out 4.5 by 4.5. And the reason this one here doesn't have the same pumpkin background as the others is because I wasn't paying very close attention when I was cutting, and I cut it facing the wrong direction, and then I ended up not having enough paper to cut out another photo mat. So I just grabbed the orange with white polka dot, and I figured since it's the biggest one out of all of them, it was going to be okay to have it stand out a little differently than the others. Okay. Then, also from Treasure Box Design, I have this scarecrow. The wagon is from Marjorie Ann Design, is from one of the other, the Cowboy Christmas that I used. And this scarecrow comes with this pumpkin right here. And I had the hardest time figuring out how to put him together, or her together, whatever it may be. And I couldn't figure it out. So I went to go look up the file so I could see what it looks like, and it's no longer there. So it wasn't in the Retiring Soon file, so I don't know what happened to it. So yeah, so sorry if you guys want to use it. I can't find it. And I even looked again today just to confirm, and it's still not there. So what I did was I cut out the scarecrow and pumpkin, then I cut out the wagon, and then I cut out a large bale of hay and stuck it behind the wagon to make it look like the scarecrow is riding, going for a hay ride. And then this wagon pole here was going to hang off the edge, and so I just made it shorter and stuck it on like that. Okay, so I do not want my part of the scarecrow touching my photo mat. So let's make sure I do this well. There we go. Just going to hold that down just for a minute. And then that way the picture can still fit behind without any problem. Okay, then I have some more pumpkins. I have this large one here. I'm going to put right down there. And then a little smaller one. Let's get those down. When I originally picked out my pumpkins, I didn't realize they were print and cut only. So I had to, the last minute, I just duplicated this pumpkin and made a bunch of them. And I just kind of made them all in different sizes and flipped a few. But I was literally getting ready to cut out my layout, and I didn't feel like seeing where they'll fit and where they won't fit. So hopefully they will all fit. If not, I'll just have some pumpkins left over. Okay. So here's another pumpkin. I'm trying to see, should I put this pumpkin here? Or should I put it over here? I think I'm going to put these two down here. Okay, let me take the glue off the stem so that way a picture can fit there if need be. And then I have another gourd. I think I'm just going to stick it right here. Let's see. Okay, so let me go ahead and stand up so I can bring in both sides. Okay, so there is my fall pumpkin patch layout. You guys have a good day. Bye-bye.